Ready?
It's gonna be nobody here.
It's okay. We can post it later. There's something on the screen. I got it. Okay, this is a late version of the podcast. Oops, I need to scoot closer to you. These chairs are too big for that.
Maybe we should just get a bench.
Maybe.
You
like
know?
A love seat.
Yeah, just to.
And we just move it in and out when we're doing the podcast?
Or just leave it here.
Well, but you sit here for your desk to work.
I can still sit on the bench.
Okay, we'll do that.
I think we should get a bench.
Yeah, these are kind of tight.
Like a little bench with a back, though.
Do I look bronze? Do I look like a bronzed babe?
You do. You look bronze.
This is my official spray tan outfit. Whenever I'm wearing this, I'm going to get a spray tan. And I got one tonight. That's why I'm like this.
You're all face.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Thank you, honey. Don't get my spray tan wet with your piss spit.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'm still baking. I have to rinse it off in the morning. I'll stop baking then.
Sam, I am.
Hi, Sam in New Zealand.
Hello, Rachel Fenter.
We were just talking about you on the...
Hey, Michael.
I don't know if it was on the air. I think it was off the air. It might have been off the air, but JC was at a pool this weekend at a hotel in Frisco, and he was wearing his All Blacks hat. And somebody said, hey, man, with the accent, which I'm not going to try to do. Hey, man, you know what you're wearing? He's like, yeah, I know what I'm wearing. It's like the big rugby team in New Zealand. And this guy used to play for the All Blacks in the 80s.
Really?
Yeah. So that was kind of small. We're going to dive in pretty quickly because Alan has had a very long day. And I have to be up at like 3:30 in the morning to wash this off and pack. We can talk about that on the podcast, though. We're doing a podcast tonight because this is behind the curtain.
Well, maybe we should just talk about
that. Say that on the podcast, though, will we?
Well, by the time they hear this,
it's already over.
Gracie's will be over.
Okay.
So I think we need to mention.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Here's yours.
Sam said that dude used to date his cousin.
Oh, you know which dude? Did JC post a picture of him or something? Because I didn't see that on his Instagram if he did.
How about that?
But he's in Texas now. Hanging out at Frisco.
I'm very disoriented, discombobulated.
We're going to be all right. We're going to get to it. Let's just get to it so we can go to bed.
Yeah, really, man.
Not that we don't want to love spending time with you guys, but, we got to get up early. And Alan's had a very difficult day.
How have I had a very difficult day?
You worked hard.
Oh. I did a lot of manual labor.
Ready?
Yeah. Give me something, man.
Testing 1 2 1 2. It's me testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. This will be good, everybody. Ophelia
Nuts. Please pick up the red courtesy phone. Ophelia Nuts.
Got that out of your system.
I got the giggles tonight. I don't know why.
Good, because you're exhausted.
Yeah, probably. And that dude on the Bachelorette.
Oh, yeah. We watched the Bachelorette tonight. Wow, y'all.
Is there anything, we'll talk about it. Is there anything more disrespectful than throwing chicken nuggets at a guy
That was so stupid.
and telling him to go fuck himself?
Yeah, that was stupid. That was stupid.
That is a
I get that you're mad, but you don't throw chicken nuggets. That was so juvenile.
Hey, if he was trying to be disrespectful and show that guy up, he succeeded.
Yeah.
He succeeded. Sorry, babe. I'm tangled
That's
here.
Okay.
So I can dick around with this a little more. Here we go. We're almost there. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
He's still smiling, folks. Welcome to another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. My husband's earbuds are potted up really loud, and I think I just burst something inside his head. But I am Kelly Raspberry Evans, and my practically deaf husband now and co-host is Alan Evans.
Hello, Alan.
Honey, did you get the volume adjusted okay?
Yeah, we're all good.
Was it just me yelling, or were you just turned up too high?
No, it's all good. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything is fine.
It is fine. We're recording our podcast on an unusual night at a later hour than we normally do because we're going to be hitting the road. We're traveling, and when we get back from our travels on the night we normally I would record our podcast. It's our son Cole's 11th birthday, and we're
Yeah.
taking him out to dinner, and it's just a lot to travel, go straight to that, and try to entertain you with a podcast. So we're doing it now.
We got that on Wednesday. We got a big day. Well, by the time you hear this, it'll be over. But we got a big day on Tuesday because
Yes.
you are going to accept some hardware.
Yes, we're flying out to Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, actually.
That's fancy.
And then driving to Beverly Hills. We're going to the it's the Beverly Wilshire, but somebody said it's a Four Seasons property. I don't know. But I'm receiving the Gracie Award for the awards for national radio co-host, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
An award for
being a good co-host
the
of a
best
national radio show.
nationally syndicated radio co-host.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and they've also asked me to be a presenter during the show, and I'm presenting the award. I think I'm co-presenting with, is it Julian Barbieri?
Really?
Is that her name?
That's cool.
Unless something changes, we're presenting the award for Best Investigative Podcast. Hello.
Are y'all gonna have to banter back and forth awkwardly and do
There's a teleprompter.
and do jokes and such?
There's a teleprompter. So if I'm bantering corny jokes, it's because they were written for me, and they don't know me in Hollywood, so I'm just reading the teleprompter, whatever it says. But I don't know if they know about my love for investigative podcasts, or is this just, lucky that I get to do that?
Is it just coincidence?
Might be coincidence, or maybe they heard about that I love investigative podcasts.
Maybe.
I just wrapped up To Live and Die in LA. That was a really good one. I'm listening to The Ballad of Billy Balls right now, which is kind of ticking me off because after I finally caught the latest episode, which took a while to get this latest episode, she said at the end of it, "We'll be back in 2 weeks. Sorry." That's how she handled it. It's like, you need to edit quicker. I don't like waiting 2 weeks because I forget what's going on.
We never do that.
No, we do 2 a week, which might be changing.
We might change that. we might go back to
We're in
one.
the process of reevaluating 2
We might go
podcasts a
back
week.
to one a week.
We might. We're still talking.
I don't know.
about
We
it.
got to talk to Sandwich and Celeb and Nation and see what they think about that. We think they'll think about
They might not care.
that. Yeah, they might not care.
That's
Let's
even
be
worse.
real.
That's
yeah.
even the worst case scenario
Right.
is they don't care.
Right.
So anyway,
Indifference is worse than
yeah, when they don't care, you have a problem.
yeah. When you get no reaction, that's the worst.
Right. So we need a reaction.
Yeah.
So to prepare for my trip our trip, because Alan's going to, I went and got a spray tan today because I can't be, I'm going to be on the red. There is a red carpet. Guys, you're probably never going to see any of these pictures except on our social media pages. I doubt Us Weekly is going to pick up that Kelly Raspberry was on a red carpet. But
What are you talking about?
I don't think I'm going to make the national gossip magazines.
Hey,
But, it'll be on our social media. And
we're going to be strutting around like cock of the walk and
Yeah.
Gracie Award winner. And
yeah.
hey, you never know.
And I'm very, very pale. And so if I'm going to be standing on a red carpet with believe it or not, I don't think there's going to be a flood of flashing lights at me. But if somebody says, "Who is that again?" I actually stand there, take a picture. I need to have a little bit of a glow to me. So I went and got a spray tan today.
Hey, don't feel bad. If they don't know who you are, they definitely don't know who the hell I am.
Right.
And I'm going to be standing there right next to you.
They'll be saying, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, over here, Jeffrey.
Ray Romano, over here, man. Ray.
Robert Downey Jr.? No. Really? Yeah. Jeffrey. It's Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
David Schwimmer? What are you doing here?
Oh, no, you don't get David Schwimmer.
I get David Schwimmer. I do get David Schwimmer.
I know you get Jeffrey Dean Morgan more than anything else.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
That would be funny to see if you can fool anybody.
I doubt I can fool anybody.
I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan's cheating on his wife,
I
their
doubt it.
side piece,
Is he married?
that bronze babe.
Is Jeffrey Dean Morgan married?
Yeah, he's married. He's got
Yes.
kids and everything. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right,
I
babe.
think you would learn more about your celebrity twin, so you could, pull it off if you're ever in the position to be able to pull it off.
I didn't know who he was until you and I met.
He was the first time I ever met him when he was Denny on Grey's Anatomy.
Mhm.
Oh, he was so dreamy. He was dying.
Mm.
He had, oxygen tubes up his nose the whole time, and he was raspy because he was so weak. But he fell in love with Izzy, Catherine. What's her name?
Zeta
Heigl.
Jones.
Catherine.
Oh,
is that her name? Heigl.
Catherine Heigl.
Catherine Heigl. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we liked her, and then she went out and in real life she wasn't as likable. But anyway, yeah, that's when I first fell in love with Denny, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and maybe my love for Denny drew you to me. Maybe that's what happened.
Maybe, man. I don't know. You throw it out there in the universe, it may happen, right?
Yeah. Speaking of
my man,
throwing stuff out in the universe,
I
am a firm believer. If you put enough energy out in the universe, I mean, like enough passion, energy, it's going to come back to you. That happened to me with Duran Duran. When I was a young girl, and that's all I cared about. I dreamed about it, and I did the same thing with the Backstreet Boys. Just random. I love boy bands. But I've gotten to meet them and know them over the years. It's been awesome. Well, Big Al's been doing the same thing for Blake Shelton. And, he tweets him and just nonstop. And every once in a while, Blake will acknowledge him. And we did this whole campaign. Anyway, Al finally got to go to a press conference with Usher and Blake Shelton. And when they acknowledged, he said, "Hey, I'm Big Al Mack." Blake recognized his name. He's like, "Yeah, people have been telling me I need to meet you and hang out with you." So that was cool. And Al was blown away by that. So every once in a while he tweets Blake and he'll respond. Well, out of the blue, he gets a call from a number he doesn't recognize. And shockingly, Al answered it. He never
picks up his phone.
It always has to go straight to voicemail. But I, again, think this is divine intervention. God said, pick up that phone, Big Al. So he picked it up, and it's someone who works for Blake Shelton. He is going to be performing at his bar. Is it called Old Red or Big Red? Or he's got a dog. It's all named after it. Except for
Something red.
Something red. Old Red, I think. Anyway, it's in Tishomingo, Mississippi. Oklahoma. Sorry, Tishomingo, Oklahoma. And he invited Big Al to introduce him in concert this Friday night. And not only that, he's sending his private helicopter for him.
It's pretty cool.
To fly him.
That's
that awesome?
That's pretty cool. I was very happy when I heard that story this morning. That was really cool.
That was really good. He finally had a good story.
Boy, he was
and he was like playing it cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure. It's like, you teased a stupid story for an entire year, and this is the biggest thing that's ever happened to you, and you barely are talking about it.
That was Al's redemption. He's been redeemed.
That was awesome.
He has been redeemed. That made up for that. That made up for that story.
It did. Well, real quick before we get to the meat of the podcast tonight, even though I feel like we've been giving you like steak already, right? Speaking of trying to do healthy things, I went and worked out today. Today we realized how weak my arms are, so we're going to start putting more energy on my arms because my legs are naturally strong, honey, but my arms need a little work. But anyway, I'm trying to do things, to get healthy. I've dropped some weight, but a lot of times when you cut things out of your diet, you're also cutting out a lot of the essential nutrients you need in the vitamins you need. And Rituals Essentials have those nutrients that most of us don't get enough from our food, all in clean, absorbable forms. There's no shady additives or ingredients that can do more harm to your body than the good that the vitamins are trying to do for you. It's just too easy to take capsules, and you'll get 9 nutrients that you need to support a strong foundation for your health. You're not taking 9 different vitamins. You're just taking 2 little pills with a fresh, minty taste, so you're not burping up garlic or fish all day, which is disgusting.
Ew. You don't do that with Ritual.
It's true. Ritual for Women is the multivitamin reimagined. You'll have everything from your D3, we don't get enough D, ladies, to omega-3, which you really need for your body's health. It's gentle on the stomach. You don't have to eat food first. You can take it on an empty stomach. And it is a subscription vitamin. So if for some reason you need to put it on snooze, you can. You can always come back. It averages out to $1 a day to have everything you need for your body delivered to you every month with no strings attached.
And better health doesn't happen overnight. And right now, Ritual is offering our listeners 10% off during your first 3 months. So fill in the gaps in your diet with Essential for Women, a small step that helps support a healthy foundation for your body. Visit ritual.com/sandwich to start your Ritual today. That's 10% off during your first 3 months at ritual.com/sandwich.
Thank you, baby.
Love Ritual.
I'll tell you, I've just mentioned a minute ago that I've been listening to the To Live and Die in LA podcast. That guy hosting it is hilarious. He does sponsors for his podcast as well, but he doesn't want to do it.
He doesn't want to do the sponsors?
He cried. If you ever, I know a lot of people tend to hit the forward button when they can.
Not our listeners.
Not our listeners, because they want to get advanced.
They want to get deals.
If you listen to the To Live and Die in LA podcast, please listen to his commercials, because this man is so beaten down. He's like, well, I've never heard of this before until I had to do a podcast and they wanted to advertise on my show. So I went and looked up the reviews online, and from what everybody else is saying, it's pretty good. It's just so brutally honest. One time they were doing some Mother's Day promotion, and it was like a flower company or something. So it was just a couple weeks ago. And he said something about, I haven't spoken to my mother in 3 years, but I sent her these flowers because why not? It was just like, it's brutal. And then this last podcast, he said, look, the number one complaint we get is we do commercials, but I've got people back here that work really hard on this show and they deserve to get paid. It's just so funny to me. So maybe I'm listening to it with a different set of ears, but listen to Live and Die in LA. It's really fun. I digress.
I wonder if they pitch our podcast as much as we pitch theirs.
I don't know. It's just fun. I like sharing podcasts because the reason I found out about that is because I asked y'all for suggestions and y'all suggest them to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not telling you not to listen to us. I'm telling you, when you catch up with all of the Sandwiches and Lovin',
there you go, babe.
You can go listen to somebody else.
There you go. Priority number one is always a Sandwich and some Lovin'.
Always.
What do you got?
We
there,
don't
babe?
complain about any of our sponsors.
You got some show content there?
I do, honey.
Mm-hmm.
I want to acknowledge you.
Oh.
On the podcast.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I've acknowledged you.
Yeah.
Off the podcast as well for the hard work you put into our yard.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm not joking.
Oh.
Alan put so much. I thought when I got home today, I thought he was out walking the dog because I couldn't find the dog and I couldn't find Alan, but his car was in the garage. And I just assumed he had decided to take Larry on a walk. And about 30 minutes passed and I even texted you. I was like, are you on a walk with Larry? Didn't hear anything. So I figured you were really into your walk. And about 30 minutes later, you're like, I'm in the front yard. I've been working in the front yard.
Well,
can't you hear me in the front yard?
I didn't say that. And I didn't say it like that.
Well, sort of like
yeah,
that.
I texted you and I said, I'm out front. Yeah.
And then you said, I've been working in the yard. Haven't you heard? Don't you remember that conversation?
Oh, when you came out?
Yeah.
I said, well, yeah, I've been out here. You didn't see like this giant tree falling down that I just cut down?
No, I wasn't in the front. I said, I didn't come to the front of the house. I know you're out here.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I wanted to acknowledge you for that because that was really hard work.
Oh, thank you.
Your energy was completely depleted. It was like one of those the to the bone exhaustion.
I was spent.
You were completely spent. But you were going to get that tree out of our flower bed. Was it a tree? Was it a bush? What was that?
It was a gigantic bush that had grown.
20? 25?
No. It was tall. 25, 30 feet.
It's one of those skinny trees like you see in Europe, like the big
like
estates
a
in Europe.
Kinda?
Yeah.
Well,
then they had trained it to go straight up, but it was just getting too long and too bushy at the top. And every time the wind blows,
it would set our alarm.
It sets our alarm. The rain, which lets you notice motion, which we appreciate in rain very much. But we were just tired of that rain from the tree and not from an actual person coming to the door.
Yeah.
So Alan got out there and busted his tail. And I finally told him when I went out there, he still had so much more to do. I was like, pay a yard guy. When you see somebody around here, just go give him some money and say, come dig the rest of this out. Alan said, no. Alan said, I'm going to conquer that root.
It's very satisfying to just yank the root ball out of the ground. It's like popping a good zit.
Yeah.
It's that satisfaction.
I get that.
It's that satisfaction. So Kelly left, and yeah, that's what she said. She said, just pay somebody. I'm like, no, I'm going to get this thing tonight.
And you were exhausted.
I'm going to get this thing tonight.
I'm surprised you had the strength to do it.
And I got it.
But let me tell you, one of the reasons I did want to acknowledge you publicly
is
because I found an article
that
this woman wrote for Pop Sugar. It's a website I
I've
get
heard
emails
of
from.
Pop Sugar,
Yeah.
yes.
Her name is Kristen Manieri, and I want to give people credit because I'm stealing Kristen Manieri's stuff from Pop Sugar.
You're
I'm giving her
repurposing.
credit,
You're just
yes.
repurposing.
And she wrote it and published it on Pop Sugar for people to share.
In the public domain.
She says, asking my spouse these 2 questions every week keeps our bond strong. What would you like to be acknowledged for? And see, I just acknowledged you for something that maybe that's not even what you would have said. But they ask each other, what would you like to be acknowledged for? And what would you like me to know about your life? So what she and her husband do, she and Mark, they've been married 13 years. That's really good, right?
Mark with a C.
Mark with a C.
Okay.
I guess he's French.
Okay.
So anyway, they started testing this new ritual. So they've always done the weekly date night. They've taught their kids mom and dad time is normal. So the kids don't even balk about it. They know there's going to be a sitter and mom and dad go out on date night. So they've added in addition to that, because they actually found out we really still like each other after 13 years, they've added meeting once a week for 30 minutes over tea. So they have the date night, but then now they like tea. We would do coffee. That's what we would do.
We would do the ground Colombian bean.
Right. Alan got me drinking more coffee, as we discussed in the last podcast. She said, but rather than talk about the to-do lists they have, they let these 2 questions, what would you like to be acknowledged for? And what would you like me to know about your life? Guide their 30-minute conversations. I don't know how they came up with them. I don't know if they got it from someone else and stole it, or if this is Kristen Manieri's original idea. But she says it's way different than saying, how are you? What's going on? Because that's kind of like, you'll just get an answer like, I'm fine. Or, not much is going on, nothing much. But if you ask it in the other way, she says each of them gets to actually reflect, step inside themselves and call from something deeper and bring it up to the surface. She said when her husband asked her those 2 questions, the floodgates of her inner world literally break open. I don't know if it's going to be like that for us, but by revealing what she'd like to be acknowledged for, her husband then expresses his appreciation. And she feels seen, noticed, relevant, appreciated, heard. Then she does the same thing for him. And then with the what would you like me to know about your life, she said that it's recognizing even married people who live their lives in parallel do have their own distinct worlds they move in, and it invites each other into their worlds. So for example, because I was like, I'm not sure this is registering Kristen Manieri.
I mean, I'm kind of with you, but I think I need some examples.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want you to know that I'm really worried about my dad, and it's really hard to see his health fail. That was her example. My dad's fine. She gave another example. I want you to know I'd like to start spending more time with my friend Erica. And I wondered if it would work for us to get together for a walk one evening a week while you take care of things at home. That'd be like, honey, I'd really like to start going to happy hour with Amy every week. Can I go out to happy hour with Amy every week? You could say no.
Go happy hour, go to happy hour.
Another example. I want you to know, I believe our child is having a tough time, and I think it'd be really good if you took him out for dinner, just the 2 of you this weekend. So that's coming from, instead of just what's going on in your life, this is telling you what's been going in your mind, what you've been stressing about, maybe that you haven't expressed to me, and maybe you're in a bad mood, and I assume because you're being cranky that you're mad at me and I've done something until you finally tell me what it is, and it has nothing to do with me. You see what I'm saying? Like the other night, we could avoid some things like that.
But I think, okay.
Well, she said this is one more paragraph.
Okay.
She said these conversations aren't always groundbreaking. Not every conversation has you bearing your soul, but some will. The point is the opportunity is there if you choose to take it. It all boils down to I matter, you matter. And even if we experience feeling truly significant nowhere else in the world but in the company of each other, our spouse, the practice of being seen and known, even just by one single person, can be everything. So what do you think?
I think that's a good exercise. I think that you and I share things I'd say somewhat frequently.
I know, but sometimes we don't. And
we don't, not every day.
Right. But sometimes when one of us is really grumpy and we assume it's because I did something and it has nothing to do with me, it'd be nice to say, honey, I want you to know I'm in a very bad mood, but it's because of this, and not you. I'm just taking it all out on you because you are in my line of sight right now.
Because I was in an intersection in a minivan and this woman threw me the biggest freaking bird
That happened today to you?
in my face.
We just did a whole show on this. It happened again, huh?
Yeah, it happens all the time.
It happened to me today.
It happens all the time.
I told you it happened to me today.
I got honked at twice today, but they were both my fault.
I got honked at today. It was not my fault. But anyway, that's just a little piece of advice. So
that's good advice.
In addition to weekly date nights, which we were better about that. I think we do better at that during the summer when we don't have the kids as much and our schedule's a little bit freer, because the kids will go for like a week or 10 days at a time with their other parent, and we can do stuff together more.
Well, like we've said before, we're big lunchers. We get a lot of lunch dates together.
Yeah, but we could spend the time more meaningfully if we have deeper conversations about feelings.
Yes, but
men love to talk about feelings.
You would you say that I never talk about my feelings?
No, but I mean, sometimes we just sit there and it's like,
that's true. But
we've got ants, y'all. We've got ants.
We do.
Did you call the exterminator? I forgot to call. Well, you got to call the exterminator. And did you ever call about the garage door? I forgot to call about the garage door. Okay, I'll do it tomorrow. That's what our conversations end up being over lunch, and it needs to be more than just the to-do list, like she said.
But don't you think I share, and you do too? I think. Don't you think we share things with each other that we only tell each other?
Yes.
I think that's true.
And of course, the podcast audience.
Well,
we tell them too.
Yeah, we pull back the kimono a little bit, but there are things that we tell each other that we confide in each other, I guess.
Is there anything that I need to acknowledge you for besides the hard work that you did in the yard?
No.
What would you like me to acknowledge you for?
I really can't think
I'll
of
tell you what
anything
it was
right
the other
this
day.
second.
If y'all listen to the last podcast, these kids expect 3 hot meals a day. I was sitting there thinking I didn't want to laugh because it was a very foul mood, but I was thinking every mother in America has reached the breaking point of cooking meals, and Alan reached it in one weekend. They expect 3 hot meals.
The only reason I said that is because the only time I ever see them is when they're hungry.
But you also said, honestly, I'm not betraying any confidence, but you were frustrated because you spend all day running the kids around and you didn't get one thank you from a child.
No, of course not.
But that's your kids, and they just expect it.
Well, yeah.
But it's just nice to be appreciated.
It's part of being a parent. It's a thankless job sometimes. But, it's just, you get to a point where you're like, can somebody around here just give me one thank you for something? I don't care what it is.
Because you expect 3 hot meals an hour.
I don't care what it is. Just give me a thank you for something.
I say thank you. You want it from the ungrateful brats upstairs. What you want.
They're not ungrateful brats.
They can be.
But, yeah.
Let's just be honest. Okay, what was the other question? What would you like to be acknowledged for? And what would you like me to know about your life?
About my life?
Anything you want to share with me and the podcast family?
What do you not know about my life?
Was there something going on, like with work or something that you need to share? Are you worried about anything? Are you stressed?
No, I don't.
Did you get a phone call you need to know about?
I don't think so.
You're not coming with any good dirt.
Because I tell you everything, babe. I mean, just about everything that's going on. I don't really, when when I'm in a bad mood, we get to the root of what's going on.
Eventually.
When I'm happy.
You take a couple of days to get out of here, to come around and tell me what's wrong.
When I'm happy and upbeat, you usually know why. I don't know. I don't really have any dirt.
Well, this exercise isn't going to work for the Evans family, obviously.
Because I think I'd say we have better than average communication with each other. I really do.
Well, honestly, Kristen Manieri and Mark with a C have been married 13 years.
Oh, good for them.
And I think I'm just saying, I think you run the risk of falling into a routine where you don't check in with each other as often as maybe you do when you're first married.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 2 years for us this summer.
July 1st.
Newlyweds. So you're still learning stuff about me. I'm still learning stuff about you.
What's the most recent thing you learned about me?
Most recent thing I learned about you.
I keep learning about the
Well,
foods you don't like.
That story you told just yesterday. The Tommy pull my finger and the
Tommy Hilfiger.
and the Anye or whatever that
Agner
leather. It's like,
Yeah,
come
I got a
on,
ton
babe.
Of stories. I had a ton of stories like that.
Oh man. Yeah, just little things here and there. I think I know all the big stuff, but there's lots of little things you find out about each other.
All right. Well, that's what I brought. I hope that if it helps somebody. Obviously, it's not meant for us because Alan and I are just open books, apparently.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, I really did have fun watching The Bachelorette with Alan tonight. We're recording this right after The Bachelorette. I have a hard time getting him to sit down and watch it with me, and he begrudgingly will every once in a while. But when he does, you can't say you don't enjoy it because you do give a lot of commentary.
Who was that cat tonight that was annoying the hell out of me?
Cam.
He's that
weird.
Guy is creepy.
He keeps hogging in on everybody's dates. Like he was in the group competition, but his team lost, so he didn't get to go on the group date. But he showed up anyway and keeps interrupting everybody's dates.
Dude,
the other guys hate
You can
him.
be bold, you can be bodacious, but don't be like showing up on a group date you weren't invited to. That was weird.
He's really
You're being creepy.
Really creepy.
He's real creepy.
But see, you sit there and you get into it when you sit down with me.
And then that guy got really mad at him. It was hilarious.
I thought it was silly, but
I thought it was great.
Thing.
If you ever want, guys, if you ever really want to demean another man, throw chicken nuggets in his chest and say, "Go
blank yourself."
Blank yourself.
So silly.
That was like in Goodfellas.
So silly.
Where that guy told Joe Pesci to get his shine box. It was kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you this about Hannah, the Bachelorette. She is wanting to have sex with somebody. And she is, I mean, the way she's making out with all these guys. I mean, it's one thing you see them all kiss and stuff, but I've never seen a woman be this going for it so early.
She's as horny as
wow.
Three-balled tomcat.
I would imagine that's fairly horny. But so anyway, yeah, she's like really making out. I don't know if she's a little drunk because her nose is getting really red.
Yeah, her nose
gets real red when I'm drinking sometimes too. So I don't know if she's, influenced by the alcohol. But she is straddling guys and humping them and undressing them.
And then just the constant smacking.
Constant. She's like salivating so much when she opens her mouth. She's got strings of saliva, the juice in her mouth. Honey, that's disgusting.
That's what it sounds like.
I know, but I don't want to hear that. So anyway, I'm just saying, she is going to have sex with somebody on the show. I saw that in the preview. And then she's going to have to admit it.
That's a given.
Whoever she picks at the end, because she's through the process now. So whoever she picks, it's only one guy. And she is making out like a fiend with 20 of them.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
Making out with 20 of them?
I mean, it's one thing to kiss a guy. I get it. You got to kiss a lot of guys to see if there's chemistry there. She is. I mean, it's like.
Let me ask can I ask a logistical question? Because I don't know how all this works, really. I've watched The Bachelor, Bachelorette a few times.
It's fun. I want you to watch it with me next week, too.
But can I ask a logistical question? Do all these people get tested for the herpes?
I'm sure they have to have health screenings. I know they have to have mental health screenings too, which is surprising because some of them are kind of
because there's a lot of body fluids being like mixed up and shared.
Yeah, a lot of saliva.
Yeah. Isn't that a concern?
Apparently not for them. I'm sure they probably all have to be tested, I would imagine. I'm just guessing. I don't know for a fact.
I mean, you would think the same thing if you were a single woman and you were going to go out and just date in the world. Well, and if you were gonna make out with a guy for the next 20 days in a row, wouldn't you be concerned about the herpes a little bit?
I didn't think about that when I went out with you. I didn't ask if you were clean. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm squeaky clean.
How would I know that?
I mean, look at me.
A deck of cards.
Look at me.
You pulled out a deck of cards like some cheesy, greasy magician.
I squeak when I walk. I'm so clean.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, yeah.
What's wrong with cards and being a magician?
I'm saying.
Don't be hating on magicians.
Magicians, come on.
Don't be hating on magicians.
Magicians.
Hey. We get the girls.
Exactly.
We get the
Are
girls.
all magicians tested?
I don't know.
I think
I don't think that that's an unreasonable question to ask.
I'm telling you, they probably do screen them before they go on The Bachelor and Bachelorette. I would assume. I do not know. But it is gross.
Yes, it's gross. It kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies.
To go from one to the next, full on tongue and spit and stuff, is gross.
Especially, yeah, with like a Russell Wilson starter kit.
Boy, that guy looks just like Russell Wilson. And there's another guy on there that looks just like Matthew Hussey. And she's got one guy on there. I think he's the football player. I don't remember what his job is now, but he was saying he came out of the tunnel at Tuscaloosa. And every time he sees Hannah, that's the same feeling he gets from when he was running out the tunnel.
He's dropping a dime.
They're also full of shit. One of them's already told her he's falling in love with her because he wants to sleep with her. I mean, it's just like, come on. And she's buying into it hook, line, and sinker because she wants to sleep with him too. But anyway, going from that, I said earlier, Alan, one of the reasons he dug our tree out of the front yard is because it kept bending over and getting into the line of sight of our Ring camera, which I'm going to tell you that it's a really great measure of security. When anybody steps foot on our front porch, whether we're home or not, we get notified. You set it up on your phone, you get a little, oh, there's somebody at my door, and I can talk to them if I want, or I can just see that they left a package. If I'm out of town, I'll call my neighbor next door and say, would you mind going to pick that up for me? Because we're not going to be here for a couple of days. But nobody ever has to know we're not home, thanks to Ring. Ring gives you that extra level of security that you really need in this day and age. I mean, I don't know how you can't have a Ring now. It's like security cameras all the time. Just watching on the news the other night, where somebody's security camera helped, identify a car where somebody was missing. I mean, these things are important. And we love having Ring. And thanks to the high definition video and the two-way audio features on Ring devices, it's just that added level of security that we need.
Absolutely. And as a listener, you have a special offer on a Ring starter kit available right now with a video doorbell and a motion-activated floodlight cam. The starter kit has everything you need to start building that ring of security around your home. So go to ring.com/sandwich. That's ring.com/sandwich. Ring. We love Ring.
Ours is going to be ringing a little less because that big old tree is gone.
That big old tree is gone.
Thank you, honey, for doing that.
It is a goner. I brought a little show content.
Okay.
I've been wanting to do this for a long time.
Oh, Alan.
What? This is about extraordinary women. Now, you are an extraordinary woman.
How so?
Because you're my wife. You're Kelly freaking Raspberry.
Damn it.
You're getting a Gracie Award. I mean, we can go on and on and on and on.
Please don't.
Okay. But I was doing a little research on World Wide Web, and I found a list of some really extraordinary women. So I thought
Alan's been holding on to this for just the right.
Well, I think this is a good time to do it because we're talking about the Gracie Awards and women there. I'm not sure that really related, but hey, I'm going to fit it in right now.
Well, I'll tell you what you need to do. This is a very visual thing that you're about to present.
Yes.
You can describe it.
I can.
For our podcast audience, but I think what you're going to have to do is post pictures.
I can post pictures
on social media so people can see.
I'm not going to go through all of these because I think there's about 19 of them, but I'm going to go through maybe.
Pick your favorites.
I'm going to pick my favorites. The first one is an extraordinary woman, and you can Google any of these names and you'll find pictures. So there's one way to do it.
Or check out Alan's social media.
Yeah, this woman's name is Adrian Lewis. She is the owner, babe, of perhaps the most impressive tongue in the world. She said she discovered that she was special when she tried to lick off some whipped cream off her nose. Now, I tell you what,
and reached her eyebrows.
That is a good party trick. Everyone at the table found it weird that she could lick the middle of her nose with it.
I mean, like the bridge of her nose, not the tip, the middle of the tip, like going up between her eyeballs, middle of her nose.
Her long tongue grew and grew until she was finally able to reach her eyes with it. It's beyond crazy that she never did anything to enhance it. It's all natural. She says her favorite Halloween costume, Gene Simmons.
My question is, how does she get it all in her mouth? It's one thing when she extends it, and Alan's
Save that.
going to say, share this photo with you. I don't understand when she has it in her mouth, because it can't be hanging out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
How does it go back in there?
I'm looking at a picture of Adrienne Lewis. Her tongue is about 4 inches long.
Now,
just what you can see.
What you can see from the bottom of her lip, from like hanging out.
Yeah.
I mean, naturally your tongue is probably that long, but that's going all the way. Where does your tongue start?
It starts in kind of the back
like
of your
in your
throat.
gizzard. Where does
Back
it
of your
start?
throat.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wow. That is an extraordinary woman right there.
That's a lot of tongue.
Woo!
It frightens me quite
I bet she
frankly.
can do some good party tricks. Okay, the next one is an extraordinary woman. Her name is Mayra Hills, Mayra. You can Google this name, Mayra Hills. Now, Mayra, she always wanted to have bigger breasts.
A lot of women do. It's the number one. Is that number one still, or is it nose jobs?
I don't know. I'm
Boobs
not sure.
or nose?
I'm not sure. But when we say bigger breasts, that's a relative term.
I had bigger breasts put in.
Oh.
They were too big. I had to come back down.
Well,
you didn't know me then. They were double D's X.
I know. I've seen pictures, and you still shockingly big. But
shocking.
Hey, you still weren't no Mayra Hills.
No.
Ever
it was
since
an accident. I didn't mean to get that.
Ever since she was a kid, she felt insecure because all her friends were more gifted in this department.
Ooh.
When she was 18, she went and got her first set. She was happy with it. Not for long. She took them out after 6 months and got even bigger ones. Several surgeries later, and she is now the proud owner of the biggest breasts in the world. Not only does she have trouble walking, but she has to buy custom-made clothes.
So why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that to yourself? I don't understand. Why? She must make money as a stripper. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but that would be something that, you know, for the curiosity's sake. Because why else would you do that to yourself?
You just like big breasts.
No, it hurts her.
You cannot lie.
It hurts her.
I don't know, babe. I just thought she was extraordinary.
And you know what? Bad doctor. Bad doctor.
Why bad doctor?
Because a doctor had to agree to do that.
Oh,
she doesn't do that to herself.
Well, she wanted to do it.
I don't care. There comes a point when a doctor has to say, no.
Okay. Here's another one. Addicted to surgery.
Oh, this is the world famous one.
Jocelyn Wildenstein.
She's the cat lady.
Wow.
She's famous. Have you not heard of her before?
We're looking at a picture of her right now. And
that's actually a good picture of her that Alan has. I've seen her look worse because a lot of times you get plastic surgery and it's so new and it's so tight and so pulled and then it settles down. I remember seeing a picture of Marie Osmond right after she had one of her facelifts or whatever. And I was like, oh, Marie, what did you do to yourself? But then you see her now and she looks awesome because everything's settled to where it's supposed to be.
Well, she started getting surgeries because she wanted to look more beautiful for her husband.
Yeah.
Apparently, she wanted to look like a cat.
Well, she succeeded.
The 78-year-old socialite and entrepreneur has spent over $4 million on various procedures on her face and body.
That's a shame.
It's a good thing she decided to stop. However, her face is still mutilated from all the procedures.
Yeah, but she actually looks better than she has. I mean, in this picture you have of her.
Really?
Yeah, but she's famous.
Yeah.
There's several cat ladies. Because, you know, a lot of ladies, they get the plastic surgery. And I guess because our skeletons are all basically the same, that when you start stretching everything, that these women all have the same exact mouth and eyes, and it's really strange how women start looking alike as they get older with the plastic surgery.
Now, I Googled this one. I thought this was interesting.
Yes.
The human Barbie.
There's a lot of them.
Really?
There's a lot of human Barbies and human Kens.
Okay. Valeria Valerievna Lukyanova.
Sounds Russian.
Try saying that 3 times real fast.
Valeria Valerievna Lukyanova.
Why do you try to do it with like an accent?
I'm trying to be Russian.
What was that?
That was Russian.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Better than your Russian.
I'm a friend of Sarah O'Connor. I was told that she was
Austrian.
Good eye, mate.
She's actually Ukrainian.
Oh, she's Ukrainian. Okay.
Which is Russian, right?
Yeah, she took Barbie fandom too seriously and subjected herself to almost 100 plastic surgeries. The Ukrainian model planned a series of plastic surgeries that would make her look more like Barbie.
She really does. Her figure looks like a Barbie with that ridiculously slim waist, the big breast, and the thighs. I mean, she looks just like
she looks like Barbie. She doesn't want children because it will damage her physique.
Well,
which is due to a liquid-only diet.
Wow.
Yeah, she has an Instagram. Now, I want this one is very interesting. This woman here, extraordinary. Her name is Marilyn Vos Savant.
Oh, savant.
Well, maybe savant. I don't know.
No, you've heard idiot savant. So savant, right?
Yeah. Idiot savant? I don't think that's
term.
Politically correct.
It's a term. You read and I'll look up what it means. I don't think it's that bad.
She's
Am I saying something bad?
Marilyn Vos Savant. She is no ordinary woman. She's a successful lecturer, author, scientific magazine columnist, and playwright. For her success, Marilyn can thank her 228 IQ, which is the highest in the world. When asked about her success, she always said that IQ is just a number and that determines potential. It's important what you do with it and not to get complacent with God-given abilities. So her IQ is well, I don't know if you call it the smartest person in the world?
She tests higher.
She's got the highest IQ in the world.
Some very smart people don't test well.
Like me. I'm probably as smart as Marilyn Savant, but I just don't test well. I don't test well.
I don't know how I feel about IQ scores because, like, I know some very brilliant people who fail tests and stuff, but they're brilliant. So I don't know how I feel about that. And if you have a really, really high level of intelligence, I think it affects you socially. An idiot savant, by the way, babe, it might be a politically incorrect term. I'm not sure. It's a person who is considered to be mentally handicapped, but displays brilliance in a specific area, especially one involving memory.
Yeah, Raymond Babbitt.
So I guess that's not a nice term.
Well, Raymond Babbitt.
That's the only way I knew the word.
In the movie Rain Man, he was a savant. Remember?
But we shouldn't say idiot savant, just a savant.
Probably just savant.
Yeah.
Like remember when they dropped the toothpicks and he just looked at them and he could tell how many there were?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then he would panic if he didn't get to watch Judge Wapner. Okay, last one.
It's been a long time since we watched
That's a great movie, man. That's when I like Tom Cruise. Growing Old in Style. All right. Susanna Mushat Jones. This lady from Alabama decided to live a healthy life ever since her teenage years. She never wanted to jeopardize her health for fun, so she never smoked, never drank, and never slept less than 10 hours a night. Nice.
Wow, she's a barrel of laughs.
As a result, she became the oldest living woman, reaching an age of 116. Her passions were bacon and lingerie.
Ooh.
She passed away in New York.
Lingerie doesn't have to be sexy. For an older woman, it's probably just pretty negligees. But if you're going to have a life of, I don't know, I hope she had fun. I guess she had her own kind of fun. Bacon is fun.
Can you imagine being 116 years old?
No.
And looking around and everybody you know, everyone you loved, everyone you grew up with,
all your kids,
your spouse, your brothers and sisters, your mom, they're all gone. Can you imagine that?
I mean, it's not like a day I'm looking forward to, but I don't want to live to be 116.
Whoa.
I don't.
I tell you what, I want to keep going as long as I can.
I want to keep going as long as I can, as long as I can take care of myself. I can wipe my own behind.
Babe.
I'm being honest.
I'll wipe your behind.
But I don't want you to have to do that.
Hey, I'll wipe your behind. If you can't do it, I'll do it.
Thanks, honey.
I will. I'll wipe your behind.
Is this the thing you want to be acknowledged for?
I've wiped 3 kids' behinds. I've wiped a lot of behinds.
Well, mine's different.
Why is yours?
It's your wife's behind.
Oh.
And I know you're supposed to be able to do that, but you know what I'm saying. I want to be able to take care of myself. If my mind starts to go, I just, I don't want to live to be 116 is the point.
I'll wipe them with those.
Now, if I'm 54 and I need my butt wiped, I ain't ready to die yet.
Yeah, I'm out on that.
You can wipe me at 54.
No, I'm out on that.
But if I'm 104.
I'll use those medicated witch hazel cleansing pads that we have in our bathroom above the toilet.
that you have in the bathroom.
Hey, those things are the greatest things since sliced bread.
That's my husband's secret.
Oh, yes.
Now you're sharing stuff.
Hey, that's a peek behind the kimono. We're pulling back the kimono. Should we do one more? There's
if
so
you
many.
want to, honey, you're so. Why don't you do? I think you should do a whole
here.
Instagram slideshow with these things.
Okay.
You can get up to 10.
Yeah, I can. Maybe we'll do one more. Here, we'll do one more.
Pick your favorite.
Here's an extraordinary women. Okay, ladies, gals, think about this. Every woman's dream is to have long legs.
I have long legs.
You have long legs. You don't have legs like this.
Mm-mm.
Legs look attractive. It allows you to pull off some pretty interesting and daring outfits, right? Yeah. It's safe to say that Lauren Williams is the queen of all long legs in the United States. Here we are. We're in the metric system here.
Well, if it's the United States, why you use a metric system?
With each
this
being...
must have been written in a British paper.
Good night. 1 point, each of her legs, babe, is 1.24 meters long. Okay,
what is that?
Well, a meter is 39 inches.
Oh, Lord, let me do that meter math.
A meter is 39 inches. So 39 and 39 is 78 inches, right?
Oh.
Is that right? And then 0.24. They're long.
Go ahead and read.
Okay. She is currently the woman with the longest legs in the U.S.
It's 48.82 inches.
A meter's 48 inches?
No, 1.24 meters.
Oh.
Is 48. She's almost 49 inches long.
I thought a meter was 39
So that's 4 foot 1 inch.
Oh, dummy! I'm calling myself dummy. I was doing both legs. Okay.
Her leg.
One leg is 1.24 meters,
which is
48 inches.
Round up to 49, so it's 4 feet 1 inch.
4
long.
feet long.
Mm.
Them some long.
That's very long.
Them some long sticks right there.
I think mine are about 3 feet long, right? If I stood next to a yardstick, I'm guessing.
So she's got 4 foot legs, and her frame is 1.9 meters long. So then tack another 1.95 meters on the top of that 48 inches. What's that?
1.95 is.
We're using Google.
76.7 inches. So 77 plus 49.
Gee, Betty. Oh gosh. Hey, I got an idea.
Wait.
Ask Siri.
77
That'll
plus
work.
49 equals 126 inches divided by 12 equals. She's 10 feet, 10 and a half feet
somewhere
tall.
Your calculations were not right.
She's 10 feet tall.
She's not 10 feet tall. She's not 10 feet tall.
I don't know.
Well, we're showing our live studio audience a picture of her, and those are some long legs right there. Would you want
the 10-foot tall woman?
Would you want legs that long?
I think my math's wrong. No, those are too long. She can never find pants that fit. That's the thing. Being tall is the only thing is you can never find pants that fit. Now they're starting to recognize that as a society we are larger people. So I'm now finally able to find pants that are long enough, but not always.
As a woman, let me ask you a question.
I am a woman.
Would you rather be the weight you are now and be 5 foot tall, or be the weight you are now and be 7 feet tall? What would you, if you had to pick one of those two for the rest of your life, what would you be? 7 foot, 100 and whatever you now, 55, 155?
I weighed 153 and a half on Saturday morning.
7 foot.
I weigh once a week now.
7 foot, 153. That's going to be
I'd be so skinny, I'd be dead.
Or you could be 5 foot, 155.
I'd take 5 foot.
Well, you'd be shoddy.
I'd be hot.
You'd be shoddy.
I'd be packing in all the right places.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, you would. Well, I thought those were some extraordinary women there, babe.
They are. You going to post them on social media so everybody can see them?
Yeah.
I've been promising it.
Probably do that.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing that, honey. I know you've been sitting on that for quite some time.
I just thought that was amazing.
I need to redo my math.
You know, I think they have me on the list of extraordinary men.
How are you extraordinary, honey?
Can't share it on the podcast.
Why not? You have witch hazel wipes above the toilet. What else is there to share?
I just can't. I like to stay humble.
Okay. Well, we're gonna wrap this podcast up because it's getting late.
Yes.
I got to get to bed because I got to wake up at 3 or 3:30 in the morning to take a shower so my skin stops turning brown. You got to shut this off at some point. and get packed because we're flying to LA tomorrow. By the time you hear this, we'll already be back. And I will hopefully have some really great stories to tell you next podcast.
Oh, we're going to La La Land. We're going to have some great
We're
stories.
going to see some celebrities. How close will I get? I don't know.
I'm going to whip some celebrities for some selfies. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, Lord, don't embarrass me.
Oh,
Please don't embarrass me.
Get a few cockatiels and this guy, I'll be going up there saying, get on in here. Let's do a selfie.
Oh, gosh.
And then I'll get the Troy Aikman reaction.
Horrified.
And then I'll get the Troy Aikman reaction.
Oh, I'm already horrified.
I won't embarrass.
Please don't. Are you going to bring magic tricks?
Probably not.
Why not?
I might bring one or two.
Reese Witherspoon might like a magic trick.
Is she going to be there?
I don't know. She was there 1 year, I think.
Is she going to be there really?
I don't know who's going to be there, honestly.
I mean, if somebody wanted to see one, I'd do it.
There are going to be big celebrities there. I'm probably not going to get close to them.
Nah, it's okay. Hey, they might want to get close to you.
They might.
You're the one with the Gracie Award.
They would be like, hey, can you introduce us to Jeffrey Dean Morgan? That's what they're going to say to me.
All right, babe. Well, this was fun. I love you desperately.
I love you too.
I love our listeners desperately. Hopefully they learned a thing or two on this podcast. And I'm sure we'll do this again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye.
All right.
I forgot to hit record.
I would have absolutely killed you.
If that had happened,
Dead.
I would have told Sean,
Kiss my
just
ass.
yeah, just give him
a
free
repeat.
give him free spots next time because I ain't doing that again.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
So thank y'all for hanging out. We're going to be taking off tomorrow. And hopefully something interesting will happen in LA. My award is being, you know how they have, like, for the Oscars, for instance, they do a lot of the awards off the show, like all the technical awards, because nobody cares about, well, the people that are in the industry care, but the average viewer doesn't care. So the award I'm being given is being given at a reception before the actual award ceremony. So it's still a huge honor to get.
Here's the deal.
But I'm not being given it on stage.
Well,
so I don't think I'm going to be actually mingling with the A-listers, but I'll be in the room with the A-listers.
we're going to be with like the P and the Q listers. It's okay. Hey, at least you're.
It is an honor, but it also reminds you that you're not that big of a deal.
Hey, that's not true. Kelly's been short selling herself on this thing. It is a big deal. It's a very big deal. It's like a lifetime achievement award.
It is.
I mean, you got to do what you've been doing for 25 freaking years to get something like that.
Well, in my case, not a lot of these women that have winning. It's all women, but yeah, not a lot of them have been in.
I mean, not every swinging Rick that swings a hammer can get one of these, you know? Whoops, what am I doing here?
Only women can get this one.
This is, yeah. Well, there you go. That eliminates half the people. All right.
The Gracies. It's the allwomeninmedia.org.
.edu,
Get it out.
.com, .org, .edu.
Yeah, in the past they've
Thank
had
you, Jennifer.
Marley Matlin, Elizabeth Smart, Debbie Ryan. Have
Appreciate
been there.
you. Appreciate people like you.
Let's see who's winning this year.
Sharing the love.
I'll tell you who's there.
Sharing the positivity.
In the past, like last year, they had Glenn Close, Claire Danes, Delilah, Selena Gomez, Mariska Hargitay, Gail King, Mindy Kaling. So they've had some big names.
Lisa Kudrow.
Yeah.
Barbara Walters.
Barbara Walters.
Bob Walters.
Was in the past.
Betty White.
In 18, she's still alive.
Golly. Talk about somebody. Yeah, everybody she knows is gone. How old is Betty White?
She's in her 90s.
90. Oh, I thought she'd older than that. Wow. Love Betty. Yeah, I like Betty White. I just didn't realize she was still with us.
Mara Tierney. And now, I don't know if these ladies will be there. Mara Tierney.
Yeah.
Hannah Storm.
Hannah Storm. All right.
Connie Britton, who was in Dirty John. Daisy Von Scherler Mayer. She's from The Walking Dead. Elizabeth Perkins from Sharp Objects. These are people who've won. That doesn't mean they're going to be there.
Patricia Arquette.
Yeah, I'm going down the left side.
Oh.
Killing Eve's winning for Best Drama. I've been watching that. Leah Remini.
Who's that?
Scientology in the Aftermath.
I'm not going to know any of these people.
I'll be there to tell you who they are.
All right.
Yeah, so there's going to be some interesting people. There's Savannah Guthrie and Hoda Kotb. But see, Hoda Kotb won last year for her work in radio, and she'd actually been on radio, I think, for a year. But she won, and she didn't go to pick it up, so she might not be there.
Mm.
Sandra Oh.
Oh,
Rachel Bloom, if you watch Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Patricia Arquette.
wow.
Mom won comedy. So anyway, I mean, there's a potential for there being some celebrities there. I don't know. We'll see.
Very cool. All right, guys. I'm going to sign off here so you guys can get some sleep. We need to get some sleep. It's 10:15.
Good night.
We will talk to y'all soon. We'll see you. Gosh, we won't see you until next Sunday. Right? Yeah,
Right.
next Sunday. Okay. See you guys. Might be a while unless we post some. We'll try to post something else. We need to post a video.
We might post something from, like maybe we'll try to take some pictures and some video from the red carpet or something, and we'll post it on the YouTube channel, which we forgot to plug on the podcast. That's okay.
Yeah. But if people want you to post outfits.
Oh, I'm just wearing the same thing I wore to Leanne and Rich's wedding because I don't have time. I didn't have time to go out and find it's a black tie. And I didn't have time to go out and find anything. Actually, that's a lie. I did. I just didn't. I didn't want to go buy a new dress. So I'm wearing my blue one that I wore to the wedding. So if you saw me in that's what I'm wearing.
Oh, good. I'm just going to wear my suit.
Yeah, I don't need to. These people in LA have never seen me before, and they don't care what I'm wearing. So I'm not going to go out and spend a bunch of money that it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, guys. Talk to you soon.
Bye.